All right, guys, we're back here on the Conquer Athlete YouTube Talk. Coach Tommy Pons, myself. On this show, we are not only going to dissect the semifinals workouts, but we are going to give the world, that's right, you, the listeners, a complete breakdown of what Coach Tommy Palms thinks about the Drake versus Kendrick Lamar beef. The music aficionado himself. Tommy Palms, who's winning the battle, Drake or Kendrick?
I wish I knew anything about it other than that it's going on.
Other than that, it's going on. You know, it's getting so bad that Joe Biden is reciting Kendrick Lamar lyrics in his campaign against Trump. But that's another podcast. All right. For the listeners out there, if you don't listen to music, the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef is getting pretty heated. I actually just did a podcast with somebody else, a 1 hour show on just the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef.
Wow,
It was a
I
fun
like it.
pod. It was a fun podcast. All right, but what Tommy Palm's not going to talk about, we're going to get back to the sport of CrossFit. We are going to talk about the semifinal workouts. We're going to give you guys an opinion on them, what we think about them, and then we're going to go from there. So semifinal workouts are out and about. I'm pulling up the information right now. We're going to address the team first. Now, Tommy, let me hear your thoughts. And just to recap for our listeners out there, if you don't know them offhand, individual one is 5 rounds for time, 800-meter run, 10 clean jerks at 185, 125. Individual event two, another 5 rounder, double unders, 20 toes to bar, 10 front squats at 225, 155. Individual event three, 7 rounds, echo bike, legless rope climb, box jump over, legless rope climb. 4 is a row and handstand walk. 5 is a snatch ladder under time. 6 is an echo bike muscle up lunge. How do you feel about semifinal individual workouts?
Honestly, I love them all.
You love them all.
Love them all. I think they're great. I think they're phenomenal tests. I think it's very old school CrossFit esque, and yeah, I'm really excited about them. I think that all of them are how I've used CrossFit since I've started CrossFit. And it's very different than what last year looks like, and I love that as well.
Do you like the row handstand walk workout, assuming there's no pirouettes, ramps, or anything, any circus shows for the
Yeah,
walk?
so that's the only thing. I was like, there might be something there. If it's a ramp, I'm fine with it. I think that's sick. If it's pirouettes or anything like that, I think it's stupid.
What if there's
But I like
nothing? If it's just a
if there's
row?
nothing, I'm pretty fine with it. I mean, it's just like who can just like kick up and go and sprint on their hands and then get on the rower and sprint and then do that over and over again. The separation is in how fast you're able to actually walk on your hands with a high heart rate. And
Mm-hmm.
then if they're breaking it up into, let's just call it 24 foot sections, because that's like the lowest common denominator, then that means you have to be able to kick up and kick down really fast, and which is a whole nother skill in itself. So I think it's a cool race. If they throw a ramp in there, I'll be happy as well.
Mm.
It is the only one that you look at and go, that doesn't seem that hard for these guys. And it probably is hard to create separation. But the only thing is, I think about that is like it's hard to think about how that could be separated until you watch them do it, and
I
then you
agree.
watch and right, and then you watch Danielle Brandon walk on her hands, and you're like, well, that's where the separation happens right there.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I look at event one, right? And that just comes down to at that level, people's ability just to run fast for 5 rounds with the 800-meter.
Totally.
Um, so people are going to be hauling butt on that. And I think if people try to pace that run, I think they're going to get themselves too big in a hole with what these athletes can do nowadays in that weight for a lot of athletes. Do you agree with that one?
Yeah, I mean, you have to find a pace that's good though. Like if you come out too hot, and I think it's a long enough workout where you can fuck up though. I mean, it's 2.5 miles of running mixed with 50 clean and jerks. I think that if you come out too hot, round 4 and 5 can be really bad. You can't let your runs differentiate by more than like 5 to 10 seconds per 800. And so, as long
Right.
as you find a pace that you can sustain, yeah, you gotta find the fastest run that you can do.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, right. That's why I think it's a running workout. Cause like if you
It's
don't know how to
totally a
pace,
running workout.
yeah, if you don't know how to pace and run it, like you're effed.
Yeah,
Because
it's all
that
running.
Yeah, like that weight for these athletes at that stage, that's just fast singles. Some people might touch and go some of it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they touch and go all of them, but yeah, that's they're moving
Yeah, the
that.
last round.
The
Yeah,
second,
yeah, it's all running.
yeah, that second workout, I feel like that's a sneaker work, like a sneaky workout. That 225, 155 front squat, that's going to affect the double unders and toes bar at that intensity that they're going to be pushing. Because you ideally you don't want to drop the barbell in a workout like that, right? Um,
Yeah, it's tough.
and that's on the wrist, the shoulders, which is also double unders and toes to bars, wrists and shoulders and lats. Like that 225, 155, by the time you get to like around 3 or 4, that probably feels like 300 pounds.
Totally. Yeah, no, that bar sucks to put on your shoulders
Mm.
under that level of fatigue. Your core will be shot too from the toes to bar, then
Yeah.
having to
Oh,
support that weight, your core is done.
that's gonna eat
Um,
people up. I'm excited to watch if people can do that. You have some outliers, I think, smash it, but I think that for viewers, not athletes, viewers looking at it, I think that's an underappreciated workout.
yeah, it's great. It's very well balanced too, which is what I like. There's places to like everyone has the ability to like push or pull in certain aspects of that workout, whether it's, oh, I'll go bigger on the toes to bar because I can't go and broke on the front squats or whatever it might be. There's places to push and pull from.
Yeah. Event three, we have the Echo Bike, legless rope climb, box jump over, legless rope climb. What do you see as being the separator in that?
Yeah, I mean, of course, the legless rope climbs are super important. I think there's a difference between guys and girls. For guys, I don't know how hard the legless becomes, especially for the best of the best. I think your ability, though, to be able to just jump up to the rope without having to take a rest is where the separation happens for guys. So their heart rate's going to be super high. And it's kind of just like who can kind of just keep moving in that workout. Where the
Hmm.
girls, I think like there are some rests that just kind of need to happen because you don't want to take the risk of failing a legless rope climb because it's 14 total for them, so that gets a little bit more challenging. um so that's kind of where I see the difference for the two.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't really have anything else to add on that one.
It's a good workout.
Yeah. Yeah, then we get back to the row handstand walk. I mean, for some of these athletes, they're gonna have to push that row.
You got to
If there's
push the
not,
row to a certain extent.
if there's nothing mixed in with the handstand walk.
Yeah, you can't be conservative anywhere in that workout,
No.
right? Like you got to be able to have some juice on that last row too, because that's when the distance starts getting a little higher and you could actually make up time on people.
Hmm.
And at that point, the handstand walk is basically done. You only have 72 feet left. So that last round, that row is really important, I think.
100%. Yeah. Yeah, you can get some distance for that walk because that walk's not that's the shortest distance walk is after that long row.
Yeah,
Then we have the incremental snatch, which is gonna be fun to watch. Just I think people moving heavy weight quickly with good form is fun to watch.
me too. It'll be a great workout, and
Yeah.
I like it's a repeat, which is cool. So we get to see how much fitter people have gotten, which is always nice.
What was a female time? Like 5 minutes by Spiegel?
Some shit like that. It is like in that range.
Yeah. And then the final workout, 30, 22 cal echo, 15 muscle ups, 72-foot dumbbell walking lunge. Unknown if the dumbbell is at the side, overhead, one on shoulder. Who knows what they're going to do with that? I would assume, I don't know.
Oh
I'm
no,
gonna,
no, it's been announced. It's been
oh, has
announced.
it?
What would you want it to be?
I mean, for our athletes, I think just holding it. But I think what is it? One overhead, one on shoulder.
Nah, it's by your side.
Oh, both by your side.
Yep,
Nice.
yep.
Okay.
And I think honestly, I think that's the perfect movement for the workout. Especially after watching it. Like I think it creates a perfect stimulus of like you're sprinting on the bike. You have those athletes who are aiming to go unbroken on the muscle ups, and then it's like, can you just muster the strength to hold on to these dumbbells? If you put one overhead and put it on the front rack with a pair of hundreds and seventies, like people are breaking, like no doubt. And then it's just like, okay, like we just watch people sprint, and now we're watching who can like just do this.
Yeah,
That's where it changes.
I agree. I enjoy, and we've said this a lot before. I enjoy when there's less circus themes, circus acts. new things put in at the highest level because I like when it comes down to just who can do the work faster, not like I don't know, hold shit in a position that I used to.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So we got individual there. Now, if we shift gears to the team, we have event one, 30 rope climbs, 120 wall facing handstand push-ups, 150 cal echo, 40-foot handstand walk, each while holding the worm, one athlete work at a time. What do you think about this one?
Sorry, I was muted. Um, Great workout. I mean, not a gnarly workout, especially after watching them do it in a practice round. I think it's really well balanced. You know, you can break it up how you want. I love implementing the worm just to have them hold on their shoulders. You know, people don't realize how hard that is until they
Mm,
actually experience it, and they're basically
mm,
just holding that worm on their back for the entirety of the workout.
right,
You know, they're not putting that thing down. So that's nasty in itself. And it's good chunks of each movement. The one thing I think too though is that handstand walk. I don't know if it's just going to be 48 feet or not.
right.
You know
What's that going to be? What do you
what's that?
see as a differentiator in that workout for teams?
I think each one will be different depending upon what their team's limiters are. You
Mm,
know, I think where a lot of time can be made is on the strict handstand push-ups.
yeah.
Right? Like rope climbs, there's one speed for the most part for a rope climb. Sure, you have people who can make up half a second each rep. I get that. But over 30 reps, everyone's moving pretty fast there. People can hit some bottlenecks on those strict handstand push-ups if you have, especially if you have like only two athletes who are pretty good at them. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's the separator.
100%. Yeah. Because you have, if you have an athlete that runs out there and can't get a good amount, and then they got to create another transition, which could lead to another three total transitions, like with where they got to transition to with where the worm is, that could be huge.
Yep. Yep, I agree.
All right, then we have max low, three cleans, two front squats, one jerk. Okay. Do you like complexes or would you rather see just, hey, one RM, three attempts? Or would you rather see a ladder like they did with individual? I'll tell you my opinion after you tell me yours.
Yeah, so the last thing I want to see these guys do is a one rep personally. Unless it's under like extreme levels of fatigue. Um, I I I'm okay with a complex. I think they're cool at times. This one's like eh. I like seeing CrossFit athletes do clean jerk and then having to re-rack a jerk and jerk again, like go into a front squat. That's so disgusting. But regardless, I what was super fun to watch was last year's clean workout for the teams where we had like a lighter barbell and then it went and it was like back and forth and then it went a heavier barbell and a heavier barbell. That was super fun to watch. So I think the best way to showcase our athletes is with ladders or lifting reps for time. Like that's my favorite personally.
Mm. Yeah, I actually prefer, I don't like complexes. I prefer to see either what to do with the individual, which is, hey, here's an incremental set of weights. Who can move the weight faster within inside the time frame, right? Because to me, like that's what they talk about with CrossFit. Or I like to see some sort of setup where it's like you transition through one bar at a time, hit, get as far as you can. I think that creates some excitement. Um, but yeah, I kind of okay. I mean, I'm not totally against it or for it. I'm just like, okay, it's a complex. I think that's just my own biases. Me as a coach, as a strength coach, CrossFit coach, I've never been a big complex guy. I know some people are, some people aren't. I'm not for or against any of it. I think that's just my own personal biases.
Yeah, I feel that.
Event three, I fucking love this one. 5 rounds, 800-meter run, 15 worm thrusters. This is fucking gnarly. That's gnarly.
Yeah.
Same thing, like running workout, 15 worm thrusters. Obviously, some teams can cycle that faster, but people are going to die on that third and fourth round or to be able to sustain it, right? For the
Yeah.
run.
It's all about that run. I mean, I feel like, I mean, you could say this about the indie workout too. And it's just like, it's all about the run. I feel like 15 worm thrusters is like very easy though, where like, I think the 10 clean and jerks might be a little bit more challenging.
Right.
In my opinion, like 15 worm thrusters is just like whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's going to be fun to watch and it's not going to be on a fucking runner,
I like
which
that.
is awesome. Like no one wants to watch that at
No,
all.
no. Yeah, I'm so pumped for that. Okay, event 4. I like this one. 3 rounds, 30 cal row, 30 over squats. 1 round, 90 cal row, 90 overhead squats.
Yeah, sick workout. Sick.
Sick
Just
workout for sure. Yep. Now they did clarify that it's 30 total reps, right? Not synced reps.
I don't think they clarified that, but there's just no fucking way in hell it's synchro.
There's no way that can be synchronized.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I like that. I think for me it's like, yeah, you gotta get through those overhead squats. I think for the most part, like there's not gonna be a lot of time differentiation for 30 cal row for 3 rounds. I think most of the people are gonna be pretty similar in time. I think it's really gonna come down to who can get those overhead squats, height of athletes, strength of athletes, who can cycle quicker, who can get less no reps,
Hmm.
and who can set up this pair two with enough time to get ahead, make time in that row and maintain that on the overhead squats.
Yeah, and like you said, the workout is definitely a majority about the overhead squats. But what I also like about it is that like you have to fucking push the row.
You
It's not
do.
like you can game it. So it's like, okay, it's all about the overhead squats. Let's just make sure we're in the best possible position to do those well. It's like, no, like if you don't send the row, it doesn't matter how well you do on the overhead squats because you're gonna run out of time.
Yeah. Event 5, gnarly, muscle ups, clean and jerks, worm clean and jerks, 15 burpees of the worm, 1 section worm walking lunge. Is this come down to because five synchro muscle ups, like that's nothing. Everybody's jumping up and doing that, right? Does it come down to clean and jerks or burpees for you?
It comes down to um I think for most people, I think the highest level, it comes down to burpees and your ability to just fucking keep moving. Um, for a lot of people that don't have experience on the worm, I think those clean and jerks will get spicy. It's 5 rounds or 4 rounds.
4.
So it's 40 total clean and jerks. Like for our team, that's nothing, that's junk volume. But for teams that don't have experience, 40 clean and jerks in that density and that much time at that speed, I think it's daunting for some. You'll see the bags start getting sloppy, the drops get
Mhm.
sloppy, all those like things that you see with beginner teams. But like I said, with the more advanced teams, it's gonna come down to just fucking who wants to keep moving.
Yeah, because like for us, I mean, you've had our team get up to 100 worm clean and jerks and workouts, like 100 worm squats. So 40 for them mixing a workout is like, okay, just they know how long 10 per round should take them no matter what.
No doubt. Yeah, they know exactly how long 10 is gonna take them.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the age group semifinal workouts. Event 1 was a 50 cal row and then snatches. So 9-4-3 snatches at incremental weight with a 50 cal row in between each one.
Great workout,
I liked it.
right?
I
It's
like this
fucking
type of
great.
stuff. Yeah, I
I hope
liked it.
people aren't complaining about this shit, man, because I fucking think these workouts are so great. Like, yeah, okay, go snatch it, then hit some heavier weights. Like, and all the weights are relatively manageable, in my opinion, right? It's like it comes down to speed again for the
Yep,
best guys and
100%.
girls.
Event 2, 20-minute AMRAP, 50 dubs, 10 chest to bars, 10 box jumps, 10 strict handstand push-ups. 20 minutes. I like
Gnarly.
it. Yeah, I
Just
like
keep
it,
moving.
man. I like how the rep count isn't huge.
Yep.
That obviously all comes down to for the top people, their ability to get through those strict handstand push-ups.
Yep.
It's like, can you get 6, 7, 8 rounds, maybe depending upon your ability level in the 20 minutes? Um,
Yeah. I
so
think the only thing I don't like about that for masters athletes is the combo of double under and box jump in the same workout. That's something I always think about when I'm programming for even just my individuals at the higher level and masters for sure is like
yeah, not
that's a
blowing their
lot of
Achilles
bounding.
out.
A
Yeah.
lot of fucking bounding, man.
Well, I think that comes down to people having good programming and make sure they're doing durability work. It's like something that we talk about a lot, whether it's with masters athletes, whether it's with high school athletes, whether it's college or pro athletes, you got to do durability work. And if you're an athlete that utilizes your feet a lot, jumping, bounding, sprinting, pivoting, rotating, twisting, you have to put in work that's going to involve like aerobic plyometrics and repetitive motions to make sure the feet are strong and active and the Achilles and the ankles and the fascia tendons underneath the feet. And if that stuff's not train and work, then yeah, and it's stiff, it's not durable. That's a gnarly combo
Yeah,
for sure. Event three, 3, 6, 9, 12 front squats and muscle ups. I love this one.
perfect.
One 15-minute cap,
What's the weight on it?
185, 125 for the certain age groups. I don't know all the age groups.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got to
no, it's a
push
great
it.
workout.
Yeah, you got to push that. That's for sure. If you want
It's
to do
because like
well.
it's what's nice about it. It's good about it too. Is like the front squats. It's like you can't break the three, you can't break the six, and it's almost like making the workout a trap,
Yeah.
like without it actually being one. It's like it's making you fatigued
Your grit, your wrists, your shoulders, and lats are going to get tired from holding that bar.
for
And then you got
sure.
to do muscle ups.
It's a great
And
combo.
then final one, sprint 30 cleans, 30 toes a bar, 30 thrusters, 115, 75, one round.
Yeah,
All in all, score of A, B, C, D, or F. How do you rank semifinals in whole from age groups, individuals, teams, as far as like the
honestly,
workouts?
I'd give it an A personally.
Yeah, an A.
It could always be better, but um, I'm really happy with them.
Yeah, like I mean, if you think about a time frame, you think about the definition of CrossFit, and you look at semifinal workouts. First one for the good people is gonna be like, I'm gonna say 12 to 13 minutes. That's the row. Event two is 20 minutes. Event three is 3, 6, 9, 12. I mean, if you're good, that's gonna be 10 minutes or less. If you're not, well,
Yep.
it is what it is, right? And then you have the sprint, cleans, total bar
Yeah.
thrusters. You have a heavy
Perfect.
barbell. Yeah. And then you look at the team stuff, the individual stuff, you're fucking going long, you're lifting under fatigue, you're sprinting. I think it's a great mixture. I think it's a great mixture as well. I think I would give it an A as well. I do.
Yeah, I'm in that B plus A minus range. That's where I'm at. Like high 80s, low 90 kind of feel to it.
Yeah, I mean, complex, you know my feelings on that. But
Exactly.
everything else I really like. I do. A lot of teamwork. I like the usage of the worm a lot at the semifinals, especially from a team perspective. Synchronization, pairing of two pairs. Individual, you have a 30-minute cap, that 100 total bar, the front squat workout, total bar. That's like a classic CrossFit workout. Echo bike, legless rope climb. I like that a lot. Row, handstand walk is simplistic. Snatching, and then the sprint at the end. Yeah, man, I think they did a really good job with this year's semifinals.
I'm pumped. I'm pumped to watch it. I can't fucking wait, man.
Yeah, we have the Asia semifinals. When this podcast gets released, our YouTube talk, Asia will be starting in 2 days. Um, so when we see how everything flows, it goes from there, and we'll keep pushing for athletes to make the games when we get down to Tennessee. All in all, Tommy, what do you want to leave the listeners with? One piece of advice.
Mm. Um, One piece of advice I would say is now based on looking at this year's workout and last year's workouts, it's that you can't prepare your athletes for last year's tests. You have to prepare them for the sport of CrossFit, which is the known and unknowable, and which means you have to look at your athlete, look at their limiters, and address those so that they can be as good as possible at the sport, not what was last year's tests.
Fucking mic drop. Mic drop like Coach Tommy Palms. I'm not even going to touch on fitness. I'm just going to say, listen to the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef.
I gotta get it on that.
All right, guys. That's an end to our YouTube short today. We hope you guys enjoyed our information on the semifinals. Be on the lookout for all Cockner athletes at the semifinal. We've been releasing everyone who's competing over the last 2 weeks, and we're gonna have a big post going up later. Um, and if you're out there and you feel like you're ready to commit to programming, if you didn't perform well in this year's Open, whether that's the Open or the quarterfinal, and you didn't like what you performed, but you're a committed person. You're someone that like wants to commit to yourself and commit to a process. You're someone that can appreciate having a one-on-one coach and the work and time that goes into it. Then we're for you. If you're someone that does not like to commit to yourself, if you're someone that can't quite commit to a program, if you're someone that's even price shopping, we're not for you. We are going to be more on the pricey end, but we're going to give you everything that we can to get you to the level through our years of experience, knowledge, and proven performance. So hit us up at conquerathlete.com if you're ready to start playing for real.